I help people. Help people? What about Mr. Wright? What about him? What about Kevin and even Rob, or man, boy, your dad? And all that you and your little motherfucking minions done plotted on in between. Tiana, Khadijah, Lenny, Carvel, him, her, him, bodies! They're all dead. That's how you help Franklin? No. No, I made me and my people rich. And that's why this whole thing's about to fall apart. Nothing's gonna fall apart. I can still save it. You know, even if you do understand, it doesn't make a difference.
You know, I was really holding out hope. Over the course of this final season, I really wanted Franklin to change. But just like all stories like this, it just didn't happen. Snowfall has just concluded, and for the past while now, I have been seeing many similarities to Breaking Bad, or at least in the sense of the main character-wise. I know both shows deal with dealing drugs and all that, but I think with both Walter White and Franklin Sane, I honestly believe that Franklin had the worst of it in the end. I know, well, spoilers for both shows, I know Walt died, but I think Franklin had the overall worst fate out of the two of them, and I just can't keep getting that out of my head. I think the true reason why is because not only does Franklin have to live with knowing the fact that he basically lost everything, but the fact that he has no one with him. In Walter White's case, he was able to have some closure, at least some sort of semblance of a happy ending, if you want to say, you know. He made amends with Jesse, I guess, and he admitted to Skyler that he only did it for him. But in Franklin's case, what is there really to have? I mean, like, there's nothing for him really to turn to. And the fact that Leon was like the one person that at least was willing to see him, it's just bad. And what makes it even worse is the fact that he's basically forgotten. No one knows who he is. Like, whenever Leon goes to see him, he's virtually unknown by everyone, and that's what's bad about it. Because I think what's very comparable about both Walter and Franklin is that both of them were underdogs in both shows. They were seen as the heroes, the people that we rooted for, and then slowly over time we saw them as just these vile monsters that we still wanted to root for, but it just became harder and harder for us to over time. And the fact that a downfall like this is just so unthinkable, it's just horrible. And it's even worse because with Franklin, obviously this, like, his story isn't like a real thing, but the fact that it's based off the real war on drugs and how the CIA implemented drugs in predominantly black areas, and the fact that Franklin was just okay with that. Like, obviously he didn't like it, but he still participated in that. He still did it just because he was a narcissist who did it for the money. Just like Walt, he did it for the money because it was just for him. Sure, he might have thought that he was helping his family, his people, but in the end, he either made things worse or made things just unbearable. The only person that made it out of this was Leon, and with everything he's gone through, I'm surprised that he was able to move on. And what's even worse is the fact that, like, everyone in his life just left him. And the fact that, like, it's worse. In Walt's case, at least he was able to die knowing that he died for a purpose, for a reason. He enjoyed doing what he loved, and he got back at the people that wronged him. But with Franklin, the fact that he has to just live on thinking that he's free, even though mentally he will never be free, is the horrible part. And that's what's just so bad about it, is the fact that, like, unlike dying, living on with such regret and knowledge that you messed up is even worse. And the fact that he, in his mind, accepts the fact that he is free in his mind, it's honestly more horrible than what happened to Walt. Snowfall is by far one of the greatest shows of all time. I'm kind of debating if it's, as good as, like, I don't know, with Breaking Bad or Snowfall, kind of in between. I think just because of the memes, I'll just say Breaking Bad.
What the hell is wrong with you? You act like you're the first guy this ever happened to. I caught my second wife screwing my stepdad, okay? It's a cruel world, Walt. Grow up.
On the one hand, sure, she snuck off the reservation to get some dirty, damp, and deep.
But I really wanted Franklin to change. I really did. And the fact that all the other characters in the future are also doing alright. I like the fact that, like, Gustavo gets to, have a happy ending. Louis, while on the run, might be able to have some semblance of freedom. But in the end, it's just sad to see these two characters have such a high rise just to see them fall. And I know they were never really heroes, I guess, but the fact that, like, something like this could happen, it just tells you how good of storytelling both of these shows are. And that's why I feel that Franklin Saint honestly had it worse than Walter White in the end. Walt might have got what he deserved, but Franklin is never free.
I ain't got no fucking change on me, man. Hey. I'm free. Free from all of it. My fucking way, not yours, and not theirs.